but I made most of it up. Yes, I'll start with a true bit though. I'm from Alaska. I don't even clap for Alaska. Shouldn't ask you to draw a fucking state bird, okay? Just a clap's fine. The town I grew up in Alaska was very pretty. It was surrounded by mountains and lakes and liquor stores. It was a lot like Wanaka, actually. But with less money and more guns. But it turned out to be a great place for tourists. So my family decided to open a traditional bed and breakfast. And this happened when I was 11. So Airbnb did not exist yet. And I know that this might be confusing because I don't look that much older than 11. But I can assure you that Airbnb was not invented until I was 12. Have you guys used Airbnb? Make some noise if you used Airbnb before. Alright, good customers, yep, that's good. Congratulations, you've used the Tinder of the accommodation world. They're the same thing, right? I mean, you swipe right a couple of times and you're in someone else's bed. The only difference between Tinder and Airbnb is that I've never been served breakfast at an Airbnb. Which begs the question, what does the second B stand for in Airbnb? It's supposed to be bed and breakfast, not bed and bankrupt small businesses. So Airbnb was more of a traditional B&B, or at least traditional by Alaskan standards. We had beds, we had breakfasts, we also had bears. Yeah, we had so many bears that sometimes they would come into the house. One time, I came home from school and found one taking a shit inside the house. Weird thing was, it was on the toilet. It was only later that I discovered it was actually my mom. To this day, I have not seen a hairier bush. That video's not coming out, is it? Oh, that's bad. So people from all over the world would come to our Airbnb to see the Alaskan grizzly bears, but we had to give them some form of protection, because bears can be a lot like comedians. They're safe to watch from a distance, but if you get too close, they might attack. Never sit in the front row at a show, you might get attacked, it's bad. So we had to give them something to defend themselves, and we gave them what's called bear spray. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this product, bear spray is basically like the pepper spray that police use to subdue suspects, except it's powered for adult male grizzly bears and not adult male meth heads. It's very powerful. So we lent bear spray to this one guest who was particularly obnoxious. He happened to be Australian. His name was Marcus, and I think he thought he was a descendant of Crocodile Dundee because he would always go around saying shit like, "Oh, I'm not scared of your fucking bears, mate." The Crocs back home are way more dangerous. Do you think I'm a fucking Sheila? That's hardly fair dinkum. To which I would say, "G'day, mate," because it's the only Australian I know. So, unfortunately, my job at B&B was to take breakfast down to Marcus. It was a job that I hated, but as a little boy, you're often forced to do shit that you don't like to for older men. I told you it would be religious, didn't I? So I'm coming downstairs to give Marcus his breakfast, and I just hear, "That's not pepper spray. This is pepper spray." Oh shit, something's gone down. Then I hear the sound of an unmistakable Australian scream. Crikey! So it turns out that Marcus had the bear spray and he was practicing his draw in the mirror downstairs in the bathroom. It smelled pepper spray. And accidentally discharged it into the mirror, straight ahead of him in a confined space. Now, I don't know if you've ever been cutting a hot pepper and then accidentally touched your eyes or genitalia. The effect was very similar, except it was like getting fucked by the pepper and then having it come in your eyes. So Marcus, tears streaming down his face, runs outside to get some fresh air, and is immediately killed by a grizzly bear. Now, I did say that there was a moral to this story, and that is that you should always, always book with Airbnb. Traditional B&Bs are must do. So just in my last bit of time with you guys, I'm going to try out some of my impressions. So I'm pretty, not very good at these, so just sing out when you know who it is, okay? See if you can figure out who this is. Donkey, what are you doing in my swamp? Five. That was actually Judith Collins talking to Jacinda. Okay, I'm almost done now with this one. Who's that?
Colin!
Somebody said Spiegel, I think. No, that was actually every comedian in this room when the cannabis referendum nearly passed, but then it failed. Okay, how about this one? I don't think you're going to get it. It's pretty hard. No way! Not if you ever want another finger up your ass. That was my girlfriend when I asked her if I could do an impression of her tonight. You know the shittiest thing about that joke? I said her parents are here tonight.